Number 1. Tinea pedis. Medical term definition is, tinea pedis is an athlete's foot. This results from dermatophytes infecting the skin of the feet. Patients contract the infection by directly contacting the organism while walking barefoot. My definition is, when you hear tinea pedis, think of pedis meaning foot in Spanish. Therefore tinea pedis is, athlete's foot. It is a common fungal infection of the skin that causes burning and scaling of the feet. Number 2. Tinea cruris. Medical term definition is, tinea cruris is a jock itch. It's a fungal infection in the skin of the genitals, inner thighs, and butt. This condition most often occurs when people wear tight-fitting clothing that traps in moisture. My definition is, when you hear tinea cruris, think of it as an itch that makes you want to cry. Get it? Cruris? As in cry cause it itches. Tinea cruris is a jock itch. It's a fungal infection in the skin of the genitals, inner thighs, and butt. This condition most often occurs when people wear shit they're not supposed to wear. They know damn right that some shit is too tight and still put on that fit. And that fit traps in moisture, which leads to a red area that burns their skin. Number 3. Tinea corporis. Medical term definition is, tinea corporis is, ringworm of the body. Tinea corporis is a rash caused by a fungal infection. It gets its name from the ring or circle it makes on the body. It might have clearer skin in the middle. My definition is, when you hear tinea corpori, think of corpori as carpet. When wrestling in a carpet, think of ringworm on the body. Tinea corporis is a rash caused by a fungal infection. It gets its name from the ring or circle it makes on the body. It might have clearer skin in the middle. You can catch this shit in any hot area and with towels, clothing, or bedding. Number 4. Onychomycosis. Medical term definition is, onychomycosis is a nail fungus causing thick and brittle, crumbly, or ragged nails. My definition is, when you hear onychomycosis, think of on my ocho dedos, think of nail fungus on your ocho dedos, and that shit is causing an infection and hurting. Number 5. Candida albicans. Medical term definition is, Candida albicans is yeast infections in vagina. My definition is, when you hear of albicans, think of Candace getting a yeast infection in vagina. Next, general vocabulary. Number 1. Afebrile. The medical definition is, afebrile is, free from fever. My definition is, afebrile means a free from fever. You got no fucking fever, you're free from it. Number 2. Anaphylaxis. The medical definition of anaphylaxis is, anaphylaxis is a severe allergic reaction like an anaphylactic shock. It is life-threatening and involves the whole body. It is defined as a generalized reaction. There is a risk of throat closing. My definition is, anaphylaxis is a severe life-threatening allergic reaction. It can happen in seconds or minutes after you've been exposed to something you're allergic to, like bees. In anaphylaxis, the immune system releases a flood of chemicals that can cause the body to go into shock. That shit causes your blood pressure to drop to the floor and it makes the airways narrow, causing blocking to your breathing. The pulse will be off the fucking roof, beeping hella fast and weak as fuck, and you might even have a skin rash. You might even get nauseous and throw up. Anaphylaxis needs to be treated ASAP. You need an injection of epinephrine. Epinephrine will save your ass. Shout out to epinephrine. Because if it wasn't for epinephrine, it wouldn't be treated right away. And that shit can be deadly. Number 3. Candidiasis. The medical definition is, candidiasis is a fungal infection caused by a yeast. A yeast is a type of fungi called candida. Some species of candida can cause infection in people. The most common is Candida albicans. Candida normally lives on skin and inside the body, such as the mouth, the throat, the gut, and the vagina, without causing problems. My definition of candidiasis is, candidiasis is a fungal infection caused by a yeast. A yeast is a type of fungus called candida. What causes candidiasis is taking antibiotics, steroids, oral contraceptives, medicines that cause dry mouth, or medicines that turn off healthy bacteria, and even feeling stressed. Number 4. Crisis. The medical definition is, crisis is the point in the course of a disease at which a decisive change occurs, leading either to recovery or to death. My definition is, crisis is the point in the disease where decisive change happens. At this crisis stage, either shit goes good and the patient recovers, or he gone. So crisis means the real deal moment. It can be good or bad, but the point is, it's the moment where decisive change happens. Number 5. Glossitis. The medical definition is, glossitis is a problem in which the tongue is swollen and inflamed. My definition is, glossitis is the shit I get that makes my tongue hurt and get inflamed. That shit is painful. Number 6. Hepatotoxicity. The medical definition is, hepatotoxicity is liver damage. My definition is, hepatotoxicity is liver in the motherfucking liver. Hepato damage the liver. Clindamycin and erythromycin have some shit to do in this. Number 7. Hypersensitivity. The medical definition is hypersensitivity is an exaggerated response by the immune system to a drug or other substance. It is an allergy. My definition is hypersensitivity is an exaggerated response by the immune system to a drug or any other fucking substance. It's a fucking allergy reaction. Think about any fucking reaction: a rash, itching, urticaria, dermatitis, irritation, and redness. So remember, hypersensitivity means that there is a hyper-fucking sensitive response to a drug. It can't handle a drug or any other substance and it goes hyper and sensitive and starts getting allergic reactions. Number 8. Lysis. The medical definition is lysis is the gradual decline of a disease process such as fever. My definition is lysis is where the outer boundary or cell membrane is broken down or destroyed in order to release intercellular materials like DNA, RNA, protein or organelles from a cell. The gradual decline of a disease process such as fever. Number 9. Mycotic. The medical definition is mycotic is fungi that cause disease in humans. It might be yeast-like or mold-like. It is an infection caused by any fungus that invades the tissues, causing superficial, subcutaneous, or systemic disease. This is called mycotic, or fungal infections. My definition is, when you hear mycotic, think oh mycotic, because you'll say oh mycot when you see the infection caused by fungus that invades the tissues, and looks yeast-like or mold-like. This causes superficial, subcutaneous, or systemic disease. This is called mycotic, or fungal infection. Superficial mycotic infections: Tinea pedis, Tinea cruris, Tinea corporis, onychomycosis, Candida albicans, athlete's foot, jock itch, ringworm, nail fungus, yeast infections. 10. Nephrotoxicity. The medical definition is nephrotoxicity is poisonous or damaging to the kidney. My definition is nephrotoxicity is defining as rapid deterioration in the kidney function due to toxic effect of medications and chemicals. 11. Neurotoxicity. The medical definition is neurotoxicity is poisonous or damaging to the nervous system. The reaction is skin tingling, numbness, circumaural paresthesia, tremors, muscle twitching, weakness, convulsions, apnea, RT, neuromuscular blockade. My definition is neurotoxicity is poisonous to the nervous system. In order to remember what neurotoxicity means, break the word in half. Half of the word is neuro. Neuro stands for nerve and poisonous means toxic. And what this means is that neurotoxicity is poisonous to the nervous system. At this point the nervous system freaks the fuck out and it starts reacting with skin tingling, numbness, circumaural paresthesia, tremors, muscle twitching, weakness, convulsions, apnea, neuromuscular blockade. Number 12. Ototoxicity. The medical definition is ototoxicity is poisonous or damaging to the ears. It is when a person develops hearing or balance problems due to medicine when taking a high dose that treats cancer, infections, or other illnesses. My definition is when you hear ototoxicity, think of someone doing something to their ears. Ototoxicity is poisonous or damaging to the ears. The utterance will start hearing ringing in the ears. Hearing ringing in the ears means tinnitus. Number 13. Pruritus. The medical definition is pruritus is severe itching. My definition is when you hear pruritus, think of crumbs of Doritos in your bed. That shit is obviously going to have you itchy as fuck. Doritos sounds similar to pruritus. So when you hear pruritus it means itching. Number 14. Pyrexia. The medical definition is pyrexia is when your body temperature goes above 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, or 38 degrees Celsius. My definition is when you hear pyrexia, think of hyrexia cause your motherfucking body temperature is higher than Snoop Dogg. Number 15. Stomatitis. The medical definition is stomatitis is inflammation or irritation of the mucous membranes in the mouth. My definition is when you hear stomatitis, think of inflammation not in the fucking stomach but in the motherfucking mouth. This is a little trick answer. Stomatitis is inflammation or irritation of the mucous membranes in the mouth. I'm gonna repeat it. Stomatitis is inflammation or irritation of the mucous membranes in the mouth. Number 16. Urticaria. The medical definition is urticaria is also known as hives, wheals, welts, or nettle rash. It is a raised itchy rash that appears on the skin. My definition is when you hear urticaria, think of hives. Urticaria is hives. Urticaria is hives. Urticaria is hives. Urticaria is hives. Hives is eukarya. Hives is eukarya. Hives is eukarya. Number 1.